Hello and welcome to your full moon in Libra, April 11th and 12th reading. Now the full moon in Libra is a really important one for us because, first of all, full moon in Libra talks about our relationships, and because the moon has to do with our feelings, the emotions coming up from the inside, that plus relationships, you can already tell that's a very interesting mix there. And because Jupiter is aspecting the moon at the same time, everything is magnified. So I think we're in for quite a ride if we're not aware of what's going on and if we don't do anything about it. But that's why we have the cards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the cards how we can deal with these energies of balance in our relationships. You know, Libra is about relationships, and especially the balance between those relationships. Not only our love relationships, but, relationships with anyone who's in our life. It can be your boss at work, it can be your coworker, it can be anyone who you're dealing with every day, your mother, your father, your family, your friends, your spouse, your children. So we're going to look at different areas in our lives, and we're going to see what advice the cards can give us. So I'm going to look at, first of all, work relationships, second, love, and third, family and friends. So I'm just shuffling here, and I chose a significator this time. A very important technique if you want to focus on something, and of course it's justice. It's the justice card because this is the Libra card. This is about balancing, about looking at things, bringing things, making things right? So this will be our significator, so we can focus on the full moon in Libra here. And, oh, one card flew out. No, that doesn't count. And I'm going to start with the readings now. Gemini, let's see what the full moon has in store for you. I've been shuffling for quite a bit here, concentrating on your lovely bright energy. So we'll see what the first card, which is the card for your situation in work, will bring. Here we are. Gemini. The High Priestess reversed. Gemini, are you feeling a little bit in the dark about something to do with work? Are you? Do you feel that you don't have the knowledge of a certain subject concerning your work and your business, that you're kind of left out, wondering about an aspect, saying, I don't know what's going on there? Usually, I know what's going on. I like to know what's going on. I'm a good communicator. I have good intuition, but I'm kind of in the dark about this. So let's see what you can do about that. The King of Swords. Okay. Okay, Gemini, you have to be proactive. You have to take a stand. Don't be too diplomatic about this, all right? Take a stand. Go and get the information that you need. Face those people. The King of Swords is facing you directly. He's got his sword in his hand, and he's a powerful guy. If he says, hey, I want to know what's going on, then that person has to tell him, or else it's off with their heads. Okay? So, lack of knowledge and really going straight at that situation, at that person, not from behind, not from the back, not from the side, not, trying to figure things out. Go straight at it, all right? Think about what it is you want to know, what it is you want to get clear on, and really develop a strategy to go to cut straight to the chase, to really, face those people and just take action directly, okay? That's what I'm getting for this. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that sparked something in you that that you need to know, that you need to do here. Okay, let's see your love situation. Okay, the Two of Coins, or the Two of Pentacles. All right, let's see, lovely Gemini. In your love relationship, you've been trying to balance things. I mean, Gemini, it's a balancing act back and forth anyway, so perhaps you have a feeling kind of not being sure whether to feel like this or feel like that about something concerning your love relationship or a new potential love relationship, because this is the position of love relationships. If you have one, if you don't have one, you and love, okay? So you're feeling like, like a teeter-totter, like this way or that way. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how I feel and what to do. Does that make sense? Does it resonate with you on some level? The full moon is the time to deal with these things. And the full moon is not only today, the 11th, it's the whole next week, because the full moon has an effect about a week after it's there, full, okay? So, oh, the Page of Swords, look at that, a lot of swords coming. The Page of Swords as your answer. Look, you have the King of Swords, now you have the Page of Swords. So again, Gemini, you have to take the direct route. The Page of Swords is someone who is very clear, very direct. He knows how to make a decision. He can kind of cut through things. He can see clearly. So again, with this not being sure right now at the time of the full moon, it's time to make a decision and to see clearly. And sometimes just becoming aware of our feelings. Maybe you weren't even aware that you were like this. Maybe you were. But if you're not quite sure, if you're trying to make a decision and balance yourself, it's time to like look at that and say, okay, I got to make a decision. What do I feel? What do I think? What's the first thing that comes to my mind? Because the swords, I believe they are intuitive. They are intuitive, but they're also very decisive and very clear, and they, you know, they cut through the bullshit. Sorry to say that, but they do. So sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, I'm just going to cut through all that BS, making excuses, not knowing here. Just be straight. Look at the situation head on, make a decision, and don't dally around too much with that. With both cases up to now, that was what the cards are saying. All right. And again, remember, this is a general reading for all Geminis. And if you see the card, hear the words that I say, and kind of have a moment of realization, of intuition, work with that. Work with that. Your intuition is just as valid as mine is. You know, we're all intuitive and psychic, every single one of us. We just have to open ourselves to those small whispers or those flashes of insight. So if you see something that's a little different than what I'm saying, go with it. Go with it. Because there's very many of you and one set of cards to try to, you know, get a sense of those energies. So use your intuition in this reading. Okay, now let's talk about family and friends, your situation. The Tower reversed. The Tower's been coming up a lot in these full moon readings. So, Gemini, have you had a little bit of a spoof, a spiff, however you call it, or a bigger dramatic situation in your family or close friend circle? Because when the Tower comes up, it's like, boom, explosion, everything is falling down. Ah, I'm in midair. What happened to me? And since this is coming reversed, it's over. It's a little bit in the past. And you're recovering from it, you're rebuilding. So perhaps you're feeling the after effects of something that happened recently. Family and friends circle, an argument, a breakup, something that really affected you. And you're kind of trying to recover, trying to build. And the full moon, remember, is a good time to take care of these situations and to move forward from them. And let's see what the cards say that you can do about this. The Emperor reversed. Okay. Very clear message that I got right now. Free yourself from the dictatorial influence of that person. Okay? That person, it can be several people, a group of people. It can be a energy in your family, perhaps. It can be a friend or the energy of a group of friends. That is, because the Emperor is already pretty mighty, but he can be kind. But the Emperor reversed is a dictator, is someone who thinks he's right. I mean, the Emperor is a righteous person, and many times there are people who are very stuck. They're very solid, they're very stuck, they think they're right, and this person or this group of people, they probably think they're doing good for you, but they don't realize that they're holding you down, they're suppressing you, they're perhaps bullying you a little bit subconsciously. So in order to get through this, you have to free yourself from this. You have to get free. And remember, this is not necessarily about love, this is family. But it could include a love relationship as well. You know, family, sometimes a spouse and children, parents, parents-in-law, brothers, sisters. It could be, you know, that you have the feeling that a lot of people are kind of against you and you're like, okay, I have no freedom. I'm being suppressed. I'm the last one whose voice is heard. Something like that. So the full moon is a good time to, boom, get rid of that. It's a good time. It's not good to be suppressed. It's not good to keep your voice down and not be heard, right? I mean, we have to be diplomatic sometimes. We have to, go through situations, but there are many ways where you can speak up, free yourself, find a way to get out of those situations. All right? So here, I'll let you see this. Here, these are the cards. So Gemini, hope this makes sense to you. Looking at this in the next week, looking at these situations where you feel you don't have information, where you're trying to balance your love relationship, where you're rebuilding from a little bit of a disaster, being clear, seeing things head on, speaking your truth, trying to figure out what's going on, and freeing yourself from that suppressing influence. Or at least, you don't have to do it dramatically, at least looking at ways to do it. There's always different ways you can do things. And now, in the full moon time, where we are looking at the balance in our relationships, this imbalance is probably weighing heavy on you, and you have to find a way, at least start, to free yourself. Okay, Gemini, thank you for being with me. If you like this, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I hope you'll be successful with all these endeavors. I'm sure you will, Gemini. You always find a way, right? Okay, thank you so much. I'm Natasha, your Queen of Wands. I wish you a lovely rest of the full moon week. Bye.